Hi guys. Assalamualaikum. Eid Mubarak. It is Eid. Yes, today's our last day of Eid. Hello. I obviously look a little different. If you follow me on Instagram, at SincerelyTahiry, you already saw that throughout Eid I've been bleaching my eyebrows and I finally got the color that I wanted. So this is the end result. Um But yeah, welcome to the Iqra Child's live show for the month of June. The book that we've read was okay. Please shut up in the Discord server. The book that we read in June was The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. I'm very excited because one of my favorite people ever is going to be joining us again for this live show. If you're OG to the trials, you already know Mariam, who I can't even introduce her channel name because she done changed it so many times. It's currently Mariam with 3 R's. Her Instagram is Fire Nation Scrolls, but basically, literally one of my faves. She is a fellow Muslim booktuber, book reader. And last year she was on the Iqra Trials and we read We Free the Stars, which is literally one of my favorite live shows. I low-key made her read smut at the very end. It was definitely a time, but Mary's gonna be joining us in a little bit. But yeah, oh my gosh, super excited for this one. I feel like hands down, other than All My Rage, this is the book club favorite. Everybody loved this book. Everybody ate it up, including the people who literally are finishing it right now who think they're slick. You're not. But yeah, let me send the link to all the girlies. I'm very excited about this one. Not gonna lie, as always, I tell myself that I'm gonna reread before the live show, and this is why I try to leave the book to the very last minute. But this one, I literally ate it up and I read it so fast. I feel like I've been done with it for weeks. So as always, what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna start remembering shit as we start talking. But if you're new here, the Iqra Trials is my Muslim book club. Every month, we read a different book by a Muslim author, and we have our live show discussions here on my YouTube channel. We also have our Discord, which I think is going to be linked here, wherever it is for y'all. Somewhere down below in the description is where most of the conversations and discussions and feelings and thoughts, all of that happens in the Discord. So if you want to join, if you haven't joined already, make sure you check that out. Hold on, let me send the link so everybody knows that I am live. While we wait, how's everybody's Eid been? I just posted my pictures and my videos for a little reel of my first day of Eid, but today I didn't really do much. I was really just chilling. Yesterday is when I really was like, oh, I'm outside. I'm doing something. But yeah, I hope you guys had an amazing Eid. Shout out to the main squeeze server. Everybody looked so beautiful on Eid. I love seeing y'all. Okay, wait. No, yeah, 100%. I don't even remember what else did we read. Definitely not This Woven Kingdom was not it. Tahirah and Bloom wasn't it either. What else did we read? My lord. Definitely, like I said, these two are definitely top tier for us. Hopefully, everybody has finished reading it. I know y'all like to play games. As you can see in the description, our next book is going to be SALAAM with Love, which apparently people have already started reading that one as well. But we're going to obviously talk more about that at the end. Hold on. And let me send Mariam the link so she can join us. I'm screaming. Assalamualaikum. No, Descent to Drown it was not a common consensus that book was not good. Absolutely not. The girlies that really got it. It definitely wasn't for the main populace, but I wouldn't say that was worse than This Woven Kingdom. Absolutely not. Descent to Drown was a solid 3-star in my opinion. A very solid 3-star. Other than the whole debacle of is this an adult book? Is it a YA book? what's the plot, like some like yeah, yes, Descent of the Drowned was mid. It was our mid book. I don't think we had a book that was been as mid. No, wait. Okay, what's the ranking? I definitely feel like I'm remembering all our books. The Stardust Thief and All My Rage are top tier. I definitely feel like Descent of the Drowned and You Truly Assumed was mid, like very meh. And then our worst ones were definitely Tahira and Bloom, This Woven Kingdom. Is that 6? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's where we're at right now. I'm excited to see where our next book, SALAAM with Love, is gonna fall in, because I've heard some things, not necessarily bad things, but I've heard some things. Yeah, those are our mid tier, like very like 2.5 to like 3.75, I think was definitely those two for sure. But I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited to get back into the world. This is the last fantasy that I've read that I really was like, this is amazing. Like, especially because it's new adult. And the fact that it got picked up by Orbit is very interesting. If y'all don't know, Orbit does all of the like adult fantasy books. And I definitely feel like this is not like heavy from them. Like it's very light for Orbit, but I mean, it gave. It gave. Oh, where did I put that? Okay, but oh, that's not bad. Okay, I'm excited to see what it's about. It seems like a very Muslim book, which is always a shock because the Muslim like romances are never Muslim, but this one is literally based during Ramadan. Like it just seems very Muslimic. As always, Nina, please, Nina, no, please. I don't think we're gonna start talking about the end right now. So you literally have maybe like 10 minutes to read this. Okay, please get it together, y'all. Look who it is.
My personality. Oh my god, that was my Instagram. Hey.
Hi.
What's up?
We are back together again. Oh my gosh.
Yes. This isn't even the copy I read. I read the ARC, but I gave it to my sister-in-law.
Oh, okay, please stop bragging. Oh my god. I read the ARC. I'm so sorry, you peasants. Please. Please.
Stop. The one ARC I get once in a blue moon.
I'm screaming. Please. I was literally just talking about like I was very surprised that Orbit picked up the Stardust Thief. No shade. But it's just like Orbit books are very heavy. Like very adult. Like it's unambiguously adult.
But
it's like the most complex.
I realized like once I got this and I realized it was Orbit, I realized like Orbit, all of the adult fantasy by women of color that I have on my shelves are from Orbit. So I was like, okay, interesting.
They have good taste. They have good taste. I will give them that. If you guys don't know, this is Mariam. Introduce yourself. I was literally telling them, I was like, I can't keep up with her YouTube name, but
yeah, I have a different name on everything. Yeah, I'm Mariam. I'm around on the book chat here and there. YouTube, Instagram. I'm trying to let go of Twitter. I don't really.
I have not been on Twitter maybe a year, maybe longer than that. Child.
Nuh-uh. Really?
Me posting a little E picture don't count. Like I would like randomly retweet some stuff. The other day I was looking on there only because I was watching Love Island, and so like I need to see how everybody feels about it. Other than that, like especially in like the bookish world or like the fandom world, I feel like what can I get on Twitter that I can't get on Instagram other than y'all like arguing?
That's so true.
But yeah, you guys know this is Mariam's second time on the channel. Our last one was like literally one of my favorites where I low-key made her read smut because I just did not buy that it was smut at all. I just was not convinced. I was like, this is the most like Muslim course smut ever. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
It was not giving to the girls, but I was like,
oh my god,
we'll let it rock. So when I start the live shows, I like to ask everybody what were their ratings without getting like too much into it, and also favorite characters.
Okay,
your rating is like an 85, obviously.
Huh?
I feel like your rating is like an 85 stars, obviously.
Okay, so here's the thing. Actually, I didn't even rate this 5 stars. I
Really?
know. So I gave it like a 4.25. Yeah.
25. Oh, okay. Now I have to hear this. Now I have to hear this.
Yes, like okay, I absolutely loved it. Like I think that we have a lot of the same views on it and everything,
Yeah.
but I think it was just like there was just a little bit I could see the potential, and I do believe that like some of the next books in this, or like is it a trilogy? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a trilogy.
Yeah, I think so. So I feel like the next books definitely have more potential to be 5 stars. But like this one, it just didn't go completely to the 5. For me personally, I think I could have used some more like character moments and stuff like that. Because I'm all about the character. Like the plot was, the plot was plotting, but I think I could have used a little bit more of just the characters, and like because there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely see that. It definitely is a very, 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 very strong debut. Probably one of like the strongest debuts that I've read in a very long time, especially for fantasy. I was like, okay, like literally hats off. She really went off with it. But yeah, I definitely agree. Could have been. It wasn't perfect, but it definitely, especially because our last book was this one. So to go from this woman, so to go from the Frozen Kingdom to start, we were like, oh yeah, this like when I tell you the girlies ate this up, everybody like finished this in like a week. It was like, yeah, boom.
Yes. This was like one of my first, actually this was probably my first fantasy that I read in like months and months and months. Same. Like it had been a long time, and I flew through it like in a matter of days, but that was quick for me for fantasy. Yeah. Like the writing is just so easy to read. I was so blown away by it. Like it was taking me on a ride. I was just sailing on the waters. Like
literally like a perfect like journey story. And I really hate the journey stories. All the Muslim authors always want to write about somebody going through a desert. And I get it. I get it. We're in the desert. There's no water. Y'all are tired. There's a sandstorm. I get it. I completely understand. Like, please, but I think what I loved about the Stardust Thief is that she leaned into a lot of like the lore of the desert. She made the desert more mysterious in a way that I haven't read it to be before. It literally, I feel like I was like, what's going on? What's going on? Like, is that really a Doom? What is that? Is this a Mirage? What's that? I don't know what was going on, but I was really like, this is giving to the girls. Literally, her writing style was so good because it felt like, this sounds shady, but it's just like it felt like fantasy in a way that so many of the other books, especially because yes, it's adult, but it's like new adult.
Yeah.
So you can kind of directly compare it to some of the YAs, especially if the characters are like 16 to 18. This reminded me of why I love fantasy.
Exactly.
Some of the other girlies,
I was hearing some people say they were like, oh, I thought it was YA, so I was like not really looking towards it, but now that you say it's adult. But to be honest with you, it was like a perfect mix of the two, because adult fantasy on the extreme end, we have City of Brass. Boring. Too much going on.
I've been trying to tell the girl, City of Brass.
Get me to the point. Get me to
City of Brass. We was in that desert for 700 pages. Oh my God. I feel like City of Brass is a very good comparison because you literally have your main character and their like companion going through the desert, and it's just completely different. Completely different. Like, I mean, but you're right. Yeah. I mean, Dara was very like ambiguous as a character in regards to his morality or whatever. But definitely a perfect like new adult book. It's perfect also for people who are coming from YA, who want to get into, adult without all of like the craziness. I feel like the craziest adult book that I read, I haven't read too many adult fantasies, is like the Broken Earth trilogy.
Ooh, I haven't read that yet.
I haven't even finished the first book. Like,
I'm scared.
The first book was so crazy and the plot twist was really so insane. I feel like I need to reread the whole entire book over. But mentally, I don't think I'm prepared for that. But like, that's a book where it's like, whatever N.K. Jemisin wrote in that book is so. I think she literally has a master class.
Oh yeah, on one of those. What's that website called?
I think it's literally with masterclass. Like she literally.
Oh, I was gonna say Skillshare. Yeah, I think it is.
So you literally have like Kris Jenner's on Masterclass, Hillary Clinton, and Kate Jemison. If you want to like how, yeah, her
Okay.
writing, like, no joke. I definitely feel like read the first book is gonna trip you out. It's very sciencey, but that's like a heavy adult, and like this one, I was pleasantly surprised. It reminded me of when I was like a teenager reading like the Shadowhunter series. I was like, oh my god, I love this, but obviously like a lot
like,
more.
And I would also very much compare this book to We Hunt the Flame, but I feel like where it comes to We Hunt the Flame and City of Brass, I feel like it's more fun than City of Brass and less complicated than We Hunt the Flame.
Yes.
Just right in the middle, like a perfectly good time.
Yes.
Not anything too crazy to comprehend.
Yes.
And it's just fun. Like, I don't know.
It's very fun, very cute. There's like a lightness to it, to the point where it's one of those books, and this is how I feel like it's a good fantasy if you can picture it. Like if you like this read like a movie, you know, especially the scenes describing them in like the marketplace and like Luly robbing people and then like Nathan trying to be undercover. Like I could literally see it. Even what's the older brother name? Omar. I feel like he's one of the like best like villains I've read in a minute.
Yes.
I was like, and he wasn't like a villain where it was like, oh, maybe he was a little. No, you knew he was an asshole. Like one introduction.
Okay, I was actually kind of surprised because at the beginning it seemed like Omar and Aisha had something, and I was like,
I thought so too.
Right. Okay, that's another thing about this book though, because a lot of people have been asking me because you know I've been trying to promote it, advertise, publicity.
She literally works on the marketing team, street marketing. It is literally Mariam. It's Mariam and Basma.
Literally, and so people have been asking me here and there, everywhere, is there romance? And I'm like, I don't know. Read it.
But here's the thing. As literally, I'm not gonna like give myself the title of like president of the Smut Club, but that's a very heavy title. But what I can say is I care so much about smut and romance that I didn't read Crescent City for the whole first 2-3 years.
Oh yeah.
The girls were saying that it had no romance.
Yeah.
I refuse to pick it up. Now
I know. Me too. Usually.
I guess my surprise when I read it 5 stars. Anyway, but yeah, I definitely didn't even realize there wasn't romance in it.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like it could really go any way. Like I cannot tell you who is supposed to end up together. Like
everybody could be with everybody. Luly could be with Kadir. Literally everybody could be with everybody.
No, because wait, pin that topic for in a little while because
we have to go back. Okay, but who's your not who's your favorite character, but rank them. What's your ranking of all the characters?
Ooh. Wait, I'm unprepared. Okay.
I'm stupid. Okay, I'm gonna let you think about it. I'm gonna read some comments. Let me get my life together. I didn't even get past the 3rd book, please. I didn't even get past the 2nd one was the last one I read for City of Brass.
I only read the first one.
Only person I liked was Prince Ali Zaid. I love that.
Yeah.
Our Muslim king. Nina, the fact that you're not done is sick. Please go read the book. Shorty was like, I have 20 minutes left of the audiobook. Go read, please.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that. That's how you know it's good. If it inspires like the art in you and like if you're getting all the feels, literally.
Yes.
That's definitely a thought. Would the romance have thrown off the book? I think so.
I think so. It
would have made everything really murky, and it would have had to be insta-lovey because the characters are all going through so much individually.
Exactly.
So them to have time to have a romance, it was like, girl, how? Yeah. In the desert trying not to die.
So many characters. The plot was going. Like we didn't have time to slow down, go in a cave, and you know, talk and like insta love.
No, yeah. I wonder though, like, has there ever been authors who have written romance in a way where it's like, this is not like the love of your life, but like they're kind of just like smashing? I'm just saying, I feel like we need a bit more less serious relationships. It don't have to be insta love. You don't have to be my soulmate, but you can be my little boo thing while we in the desert. You know what I mean? I agree. We would eat this up. Like if I saw, if Luly and Aisha, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm just gonna throw it out there. You know, I guess anybody could be with anybody.
Yeah.
If they had a little moment, and then the next day like nothing happened, I'd be like, boom, period.
Yeah.
Like, My craving for like romance or whatever would have been satisfied. I don't need nobody to be like married. I don't need this to be like, oh my gosh. Like, for example, This Woven Kingdom. Homeboy literally said, "What's her name?" She said her name, and he kissed her, and it was like, "You're the love of my life." I don't need it. Like, I want.
Well, I've been in 70 pages in that book for the past 6 months, so I wouldn't know.
Listen, I just want more. I think encouraging like a hot girl behavior will really give the girlies who want fantasy and romance the best of both worlds. You don't gotta get married. I know we Muslim, we do that. You don't gotta get married. You know what I'm saying? Cute little pack would have did it. I literally was just watching your video, Mayana, of how you were saying you're over YA. You were literally unhauling the first 2 books. I get it. I get it. Oh, you have to read it. I feel like you'll really like it because I mean it might actually be a little bit too simple for you just because I feel like Mayana, you be reading Brandon Sanderson. Like who is a different beast, but it's not YA. But it's like it's nostalgic in regards to what YA gives. Okay, yeah. So what's your rating? You're not slick. I didn't forget. What's your rating?
Okay. So I think I think while I was reading, Kadir was my favorite character. But I feel like Aisha might have come up on top after the experience. I still don't know yet. So they're like battling for number 1. And then I would say it's Luly and then Mazen.
Okay. Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. I feel like all the girlies love Kadir. I liked him. I'm not going to say I didn't love him. He gave me, I said this in the Discord and people will probably don't understand what I mean, but he gave me Genie vibes. Just in the way that like Genie from Aladdin, not like in the jokey way, but just like his very solid presence. Like in the support that I feel like he gave to like the main character. When I think about like Genie and Aladdin, I think about obviously Genie is funny, but like their relationship. Like they like built up that trust. So that's what it reminded me of immediately, but more like a broody, moody, like version of Genie is what I got. I liked Kadir. I didn't hate him.
Yeah.
I think what threw me off.
Ranking then.
Okay, I would say I think Resident is my number 1. I think because I loved all of them. But I think the reason he's my number 1 is because he's probably the best example. People have been calling him a himbo, and I think he's like the perfect example, but in a like I believe that he was genuinely like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. And I did like that about him.
The purest heart, the purest intentions. Like he really was like, oh my God, oppression.
Yeah.
That was like, oh my God, you poor. So he's like, oh my God, we need to protest. Like,
I will say my love for Mazen, like it got more like as the book went on, like when he started telling the stories and everything, he's finally taking charge. It's just because like he was kind of like that meek, like he was kind of weak, like he kind of wasn't really. I don't know. He wasn't really doing much for me. And then as we got into the story, I was like, okay, yeah. Like, so I think I like him more later on, especially.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like he came out the closet. I'm just like, he just came into like this. What I mean by that, I feel like he just stepped into like his like artsy bag. Like, especially when he was telling the stories, I could see him with like the call with the nails. Like I could see him. I just saw it. Like, just very with the most dramatic like Kofiya ever. I could just see him really giving to the girls. But he's number 1 just for that. I wouldn't say that I felt strongly attached to any character, but I love them all, and I feel like they were all very, 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 very solid. Exactly. It's so funny because in the beginning, when I saw Aisha's point of view, I was very confused. I was like, me
too.
What is she doing here? And especially because it was a bit into the book, I was like, okay, what's tea? But I think that I'm going to love whatever comes out of Luly and Aisha, whether they have like this weird rivalry or they become like besties or lovers, or whatever. Like I just feel like there's something really powerful about having like 2 badass women in a book. And the fact that they didn't have
too.
Yeah, and I feel like they weren't really like beefing in a way that was dramatic. I think it was like normal hostility because like you're a stranger, I'm a stranger. We're both low-key, high-key doing like illegal shit. Like, what are you about? But it didn't feel anything like, oh, I have to be the only one. Especially a lot of authors would do that. Two women surrounded by men, it's a competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's like bitches in bikinis fighting in the mud. Like, girl, like, girl,
Yes,
no.
exactly.
But yeah, I honestly can say that I love them all. Like I said, I even liked Omar as a villain.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a very popular consensus. Like this list, I feel like a lot of people felt this way.
Yeah. No, it's no, literally. But for that, I was like, okay, like she's kind of doing a lot. Like I don't really know. And then she dropped dead. I was like, hello. And then
the one thing I can say, what really like separates this from like YA, even though it's like nostalgic in that type of way, is she went there. Like that's the difference really between like adult books and YA. YA is like, oh my gosh, you almost died, but like you're good. You know, like something almost happened, but like you're all right. Mm-hmm. And literally in this book, people were dying, possession, limbs getting cut. Like I was like, oh my God. Is everybody okay? Like I just wasn't prepared for it to really be something, because so many authors, they just get you to that point. And so even with Aisha, I was like, what?
And like I know a lot of people hate like a fake out death, but at least she did something with it. Like she had to make the deal with the jinn and everything. And then with Kadir, like obviously, I mean, he died. We knew he probably wasn't fully dead.
I mean, he's a jinn. Yeah. So whatever, I feel like even what we determine, whatever we determine as like dead, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's also why I felt a little bit. I definitely thought he was dead. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, same.
I wasn't surprised when she brought him back, but when he was, I was like, oh my God, she kicked him. Like, he's done.
I thought it was like when he came back in that like knife or sword or whatever. I thought that was the extent of it. Like he was just his power for Luly through the air. And I was like, that's it. But then he popped out, and I was like, okay. Hey.
And like the fact that Kadir would just pop up and literally like beat everybody's ass and then fall back. What is tea? And I definitely talk about Kadir for a little bit, because he is everybody's favorite. Everybody likes him. Nobody hates Kadir.
Yeah.
But he is literally in this book a pathological liar. Like everything that ever came out of his mouth was a lie.
Was it a lie, or was he withholding the truth?
Not Mariam. Not Mariam. He was dishonest.
Yeah.
He was like the most dishonest, protective bestie I've ever read about in my life. And I think he displays a lot of Chelsea Abdullah's like writing ability. You know, everybody has like that one character that really I feel like shows them off. Like I can say with SincerelyTahiry, it's always her male characters.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like all of them. But Kadir, I was like, okay, because I feel conflicted. I don't hate him. Yeah. I mean, I've been watching him lie every 10 pages. And I'm still just like, why would he tell her, oh my gosh, Kadir, yay, I love him. I'm happy he's alive. Like, very, 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 very conflicted.
Okay. So since we're talking about him, let's get to the elephant in the room, because I am very, very confused on his and Luly's relationship. Like, I'm very confused. Because, like, at the beginning, okay, we get the story. Like, she's like, okay, we're nothing. Like, we are completely platonic. Like, that's my bodyguard. Like, whatever. We're just good.
Right.
Whatever. And that's very valid, because obviously he found her when she was like 11. So, obviously, yes, it would be weird. But, like, at the end of the book, I was like,
the way he was acting with Madsen, I was like,
there was like a couple of lines. I can't remember what exactly they were. I would have to look. But it was like
off.
It was like at the end when he was like, you know, oh, I'll never leave you. Like, we'll
it was
mother, something like that.
Especially when he was saving her life.
Yes.
The promise that he made. Yeah. I'm like, is this Jason Clary? I'm so sorry. Am I reading the wrong book? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, is this We Hunt the Flame? I didn't know I definitely feel the same way. I'm like, is it? Yeah. And at first, I also thought that they were like, like, I'm like, okay, big brother, little sister.
I never thought of them as siblings, to be honest.
Really?
I did think of them as more of like maybe just like a mentor type of
okay.
thing. That's kind of how I looked at it. Because they weren't giving me siblings. I don't know.
Now he's so ancient. You
Yeah.
gotta leave Edward Cullen alone. Don't do that.
He's literally like the king of the gen.
That was the way. Okay, the way that I know Chelsea Abdullah had so much fun writing him because it was just like, okay, you're a djinn, but like, oh my gosh, you're kind of powerful. And it's like, oh, so you're not just powerful, like you're one of like the 7 jinns. Like, oh, you're not just that, you know how to like, you know about the jinns and like them putting their spirit into like weapons and stuff like that. And then it's like, you're literally big dog, like Big Daddy. Like, what? And the fact that they find this out as like they're like falling through the like hole in the sand. What the fuck is going on? I literally was sitting there reading the book like, and he's just like, don't worry, I'll tell you later. I'll call you later. Like, please.
Like, and I had gotten that vibe from him. Like, I was like, yeah, like in the beginning of the book, I was like, yeah, he's probably the king of the gen or something. But then I like forgot about it, and then he died, and then he came back, and then he was like, yeah, I'm the king of the gen. I was like, okay.
He's so emo as well. The way they just like literally brooding. Like just brooding. He was literally sitting in the corner. She would ask him questions, and she was like, "Why didn't you tell me to do that?" And he was just like, "I can't ever go back."
He's like, "I don't want to talk about it."
He's like, "I told you, there's no returning for me. I can't do it. I can't go back." I was like, "Okay." I love the ending though. When we saw like the 3 of them together, it was him, and then the one who possessed Aisha, and then the gender neutral being one, or whichever one that was.
Yeah.
That turned into a bird.
Yes, I forgot about that completely.
That's that. Okay, that fight scene. Fight scene. And this is, once again, hats off to Chelsea Abdullah, because I feel like a lot of authors are good at like some things, but I feel like from the plot to the character development to even like the fight and then the magic, like everything was really, really, really fleshed out, and it felt balanced. I don't feel like the book felt more character heavy or more plot heavy. I don't feel like it felt too magic or like little magic. And then actually, like when they were fighting, I was like, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah. I feel like she definitely captured the vibe of like it still felt like fantasy and like whimsical, even when they were having like a battle scene and stuff. And like, I don't know, like the one where they weren't like underground or something. And
yes, there was something crazy going on. Literally everything.
Luly like lost her legs or something. I don't know what was going on. What happened with? I still don't know what happened with that. By the way, she like.
Oh my gosh!
What happened?
Girl, this is very true. Like him lying to the extent that he was lying, I'm like, yeah, it had to be something big. This is another one. We're gonna get into Mezzan in a little bit, but I love that she gave him magic because it was kind of like unexpected. I didn't expect him to really. I thought he was really gonna be like wimpy and like, oh my god, like I can't, like I don't know what to do. But him in that shadow, it was giving, and I feel like that also shows her skill because everybody's power in a sense made sense to them. You know, like I could see that even Kadir, his lying about him being the king, it stemmed from him feeling so guilty about like the decisions that he made, and like that made sense. Like even think about Luly and like her character as like the merchant and like all of that. It just all made sense. And one thing I can say about this book that I loved was that it really was a fantasy. The girlies, this Woven Kingdom, be saying it's fantasy and it's not a lick of magic. Nowhere. And so I was going back and forth between the physical book and then the ebook, and so I didn't notice like the stories. I never saw them. Like,
yes, like, that was my favorite part.
They were so pretty. Okay, this is a perfect example. I was like, okay, this is giving to the girls. This is giving. I want you to know, like, we're in a fantasy.
Yes,
you have to be like in the world,
like the perfect lore.
And the lore was like, I think also it gave it a lot of like energy. The fact that it wasn't just like the magic that we saw on the page, but it was so lore heavy to the point where I wasn't confused. It wasn't like lore heavy like Jennifer L. Armentrout, who every 3 pages.
Let's not. But
I tell you, she literally just be coming up with random shit to add to the OG storyline of like, it started off as 2 people, it's 8 people. It started off as like 2 powers, it's 30 different powers. 2 bloodlines is 20. I don't know. Just she really think that helps the story. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It does not. Oh, yes, this is what happened.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was.
I was also very surprised.
Yeah,
I was like, what is
I
going
read
on?
this book in like February, y'all. So I'm grasping.
I feel like I'm literally the exact same way. It's only when I start talking about it that
Yes.
I really, the thoughts, the energy come out. Okay, Mazen, I loved him. Loved him. He was so cute, very adorable. How did you feel about his family? I love that we got like a lot of information about him, his brother. We could have got more about Hakeem for sure, but just like his whole family structure was very interesting for me.
Yeah, I'm hoping we do get some more of Hakeem. I low-key forgot about him because he was like,
No,
what happened to him? Did he run away? I think he ran away, didn't
yes, they said that they literally could not find him.
he? Yes. Okay. When that whole thing happened, when oh my God, what is his name? Ahmed.
Yes,
We have to talk about him too.
I was so confused about him. I didn't know how to feel about him. I thought he was literally like a cocky asshole. To be honest, I don't know. I just felt like he gave me politician vibes, right?
Yeah.
He was a politician, so I just didn't know if he was honest or not. And it wasn't literally until he died that I was like, "Oh, one of the good guys." Like I did not know. But the way he was talking to Luly, oh my God,
it was given. That was the We Hunt the Flame that was coming in. Because when he had like loyalty or something like that tattooed on him as like what was like he proposed to her or whatever, he was like, I'm loyal to you.
He literally was like, we can go on a magic carpet ride. I'm ready when you're ready. and Luly was just like, no.
Yeah. Anyway, she was like, I'll think about it.
But I also feel like she was conflicted about him as well. Like his intentions and like what type of person he was. And she obviously regretted it till it was too late. But yeah, the Omar, Hakeem, Mazen, the dad being like killing all his wives and like the mom, that whole story was very interesting for me, especially reading the mom talk about like how she, through Mazen, how she like they got together and him like killing all his wives.
Mm-hmm. I loved how just the story in general, it really took like, I feel like those like stereotypical Middle Eastern elements like Aladdin, the Aladdin movie, and then like authentic Middle Eastern stuff like 1001 Nights.
Yeah.
And like it really took elements to make a very like authentic story and weave all of that into it. Because at the beginning I was like, okay, Mazen is Princess Jasmine and is Aladdin.
Literally. Yeah. It was giving Call Disney, literally.
And then it has like the real like history, like it made Mazen's dad like basically like the 1001 Nights and everything. So it was really interesting. Like
I loved it. I thought it was so much, and I wanted to see more of Hakeem. I wanted to see more of that. What did you think about the jinn magic? Like I thought the blood with like the healing and then also the plants was so interesting. Never. I feel like I've never read that before.
I'm trying to remember.
When they were like when they would kill a jinn, the blood would literally sprout like flowers and a whole like the whole courtyard of the palace was
filled with, like, that was really interesting. And how they would like their spirit would be transferred into something nearby.
Yes.
Right?
She was I feel like Chelsea Abdullah was experimenting a lot with all of the magic, and it wasn't boring. This has like this is obviously there's jinns in the book, but I never felt like bored. This has like jinn stuff I've never read about before.
Exactly.
I think the only other book only other book I can compare it to, the only props I will give City of Brass was like the diversity of the jinns that it had in there. Like when they started talking about the niggas underwater, I said, okay, hold on. Like, hold on. Oh,
yes.
Hold the phone.
That was interesting.
Yes, but I definitely felt that same like interesting spark of like wanting to know more. I was like, wow, turning into like plants. And even the original story of, was that Kadir? He wasn't the king. He wasn't the person who like got trapped. Was it what? I think that was like the first story. It was like, okay, the guy, his kingdom was like, suffering, or his town was suffering, and then he went in the desert, was trying to like trap the jinn, and then no, that was the one who was the bird that turned into the bird. That was the jinn who had gotten the deal and got trapped.
Yes.
And then was like stuck in the hole or whatever they were doing. But all of it was, I loved it. I loved it.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, that got me.
Please.
That got me.
I want to see more of Hakeem. I feel like if he come back in the next book and really just start being ass, I would love it. Like, just start cursing people out. He was very obviously quiet because of the fact that his dad literally, not even his dad, I guess you could call the king, whatever, was literally a murderer and was like known for people. And he was kind of only here on the back of Mason. Like, that was it.
Exactly.
That was why he was here.
Wait,
But
so Hakeem's mom was dead, right?
yes, his mom was dead. And his mom was one of the king's wives. She had to spare. Yeah. And I think he killed her. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes. And then Mazen was like, wait, I have a brother. Go get him.
Once again, him
like, leave me alone.
In my village. God, oppression. Oh my God. I feel like anybody else, like, I feel like if he, for example, if he was like a white man, it would really throw me off. I would hate him so much. Yeah. But there's something about him that was just like, you're so dumb. Mm-hmm. Like in a similar way that I feel like the OG himbo, you'll see this when you read the book, is like Hilo from Jade City.
I've read enough of that book.
He's the OG himbo, but in such different ways. Yeah. Like if Hilo was an astrological sign, Hilo would be like a Cancer. When I was reading the book, I was like, look at him. He would either be like a Cancer or a Leo.
Now you got me. I think I read 70 pages of Jade City. I would call him a Leo.
Just like the way that he was just based off pure emotion, nothing else. No logic, no thoughts, no vibes. Just, So it was interesting to see a lot of the reviews, and they were calling Nathan, they were saying that he was like a himbo as well. I was like, I see it though. Yeah. It's a very different type of himbo-ness, but same. I want to know. I don't know if it's just me. I want to know what was going on in the palace. Like, can we get a prequel or like a little short snippet of what was going on, how the coup happened? Because when I found out that Omar killed the king, that I knew he was doing something with Menson's body. Like, it was obvious he was doing something, but to kill the king.
Mm-hmm. And then when Aisha was like betraying them completely, went back to Omar entirely.
Because I was like, she's so smart. Yeah, she's so smart. And I think even reading it, that's how you know it wasn't because she was dumb. It's like soldier loyalty stupidness.
Exactly.
Like they're not taught to like question anything. This is my boss. I have to do whatever. Like I was just like, what are we? It was like, yeah, Aisha's gone. The horse is gone. Like what? It really threw me. I know. I'm so interested. Him and them little maps, something about it is like giving it to me.
I do wonder if like there's gonna be different POVs in the next book and stuff. Yeah. Because honestly, I was like you said earlier when we saw that Aisha was having a POV, I really thought Omar was gonna have a POV too. I was like, oh, okay.
I thought it was gonna be everybody.
And then it didn't happen. I wonder if Kadir is gonna get a POV. Like, who knows?
I think if the next book was like Kadir, Omar, and Hakeem, I would eat it up. Ooh. I would be like, oh, okay. And then throw one of the main characters, whether it be Luly or Aisha in there. I would be like, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, you're
definitely needs to be longer too. Because this it just needs just especially more pages.
Authors, yeah, especially when there's authors, no shade. Sarah J. Maas, Jennifer Armentrout, who write these 30 billion page books full of nothing.
Nothing.
People bumping groins and 2 inches of like lore. The fact that this book is what's the page count? It's not even 500.
Yeah.
460. What is it? 463 pages.
I think that was another thing for me. I really did need it to be longer.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't feel like it would, in a way that it would have benefited from being longer. I don't feel it was rushed. I do feel like it was, some parts were just surface. Like, exactly. More, like with Hakeem, like with whatever was going on back at the palace. Like I said, I would pay to read about like how that coup happened, what he was doing with Mason's body. Like, yes, this is her first book, which is such a shock because she went off. I don't know. Do you follow her on social media?
Mm-hmm.
what was like her, I don't know if she's ever talked about it, but what was like her process with like writing, like getting like published or anything like that? Was she writing for like a while, or?
I don't know if I know that, but I know that she's been writing this book for a while. I think that she probably did like one of those things on Twitter. I actually think she did. Like the
I love
whatever it's called when
when
they're
they pitch
or whatever.
Yeah, I love that. I always talk about this, how the way that the internet has opened up so many careers that were just held secret from BIPOC people. Like we just were never had access to them, and so the fact that so many authors are literally getting their books published by pitching on Twitter.
Exactly.
I love it here. He was. I was like, I knew he was a summer sign.
Yeah,
definitely. It was definitely going to be a summer sign. And this.
Oh yeah.
I said Chelsea. I was wondering about the black blood and like Aisha. The fact that Aisha didn't know, and she was amazing. She was like, "Oh no, it's just because of the spell," but she really had no idea.
When I saw that when Mazen was turned into Omar the first time, and like whatever happened with that, when I saw the black blood, I was like, something going on there.
It's giving weird, but I didn't expect it because he's literally an assassin. Like literally was killing the jinns.
Yeah.
And for him to be half, I was like, she went off. Okay, wait, you have although you have to explain why you don't like Aisha. I would love to know. Even though I feel like she's an easy character to not hate, be a little bit annoyed. Like she wasn't trying to be likable.
She was complex.
Yeah. Very, 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 very that. Not the Jinn lady, please. You know who the Jinn lady reminds me of?
Huh?
What is her name? From the Infernal Devices. The homegirl that became a ghost. Charlotte? What was her name?
Oh, Jessamine?
Yes.
What? How?
I feel like because of like I feel like the dramatics of her. Like I feel like if Jessamine was like possessing people, you know what I mean? Like if when people were coming to the institute and Jessamine was possessing them, it would give that. Like she was like the Jinn lady was very dramatic. She was very passionate, and also she had a forbidden lover, same way how Jessamine did. Like like
that's true.
Even that, she just gave me that, but also extended who's the ghost lady from Harry Potter that was always trying to sing and crack the glass, like just dramatic. It's just like the most. I think they had to say the password to her to like get into area. Just like a very dramatic ass ghost, like dramatic but like uppity. Like I feel like if we saw her abaya would be the most elegant shit in the world, like trailing on the floor. And y'all are talking about y'all love Aisha when she got possessed, but I always say this: I'm very sensitive to the Jinn stuff. The way Aisha, like Mazen was talking about how she would start twitching, it threw me off.
Yes.
I said, okay, no. This is where you lose me. It's talking about she would start smirking her like because also Aisha lost an eye.
Yes, I was just about to say, didn't she? Wait, isn't she lost an eye, or is one eye like
she lost the eye? Because remember, and that's a whole nother thing. Remember the black assassin who used to work for Omar, that old guy who was sitting there getting a grudge in the middle of the desert, kidnapped them, and then was looking for all of the other stuff, and then Lily was torturing her and took her eye, like took it out.
Okay, yeah.
She Lily lost an eye, so she got this fake like demon eye. And Benson was so annoying the way he was describing it, because I could just see his face. I know he was like, "Oh my god," because he had never seen no shit like this before. I know he's like, "Oh my god," and the way that Aisha was literally in true her being just like moody and like a bad bitch, like don't talk to me. She's like, there's nothing wrong with me. She can't come out unless I want her to come out. Mind you, that bitch sitting there smirking like, oh my god. I said no.
I feel like Mazen was just like the reader this entire book, basically.
We were all sitting there like, what? Okay, I forgot about this. I forgot about this.
Bro, I don't remember anything. Y'all are telling me the story at this point.
The girlies ate this up. Okay, I'm trying to remember how they.
Wait, when?
I'm trying to remember how it was revealed, but was it? I don't remember when this. Oh, I think it was
Well,
when.
wait, it was because the king actually loved this woman, right?
Yes,
Okay, and
him,
that's why Omar was mad because
yeah.
Okay.
And but even the process of like, I don't remember specifically how they showed it, but I think it was because remember Omar has, what was his power? He was like cloning himself, I think. Was he cloning himself? Because I remember when they were fighting him, they were like, one of them has a shadow and the other ones don't. That was that was like the jinn power that he got from his mom. Like it was either cloning or he could like move very fast. Y'all gonna remember in the comments. Y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was something like that. And through that, it showed like the real story of him. Oh no, I think it was through his memories.
Yeah, I remember like a flashback of some sort.
Yeah, it was like a flashback, and he was thinking about, oh my gosh, just
yeah, wild,
just absolutely insane. But also the fact that it spoke to what it's like to have like a real like dysfunctional ass family. Yeah. Like to be in a point where everybody in this castle hates each other.
Mm-hmm. And it was crazy how oblivious Mazen was to all of that. Like he didn't know a thing. He thought everything was good. I mean, he was locked up in the house, but
he reminds me. Okay, I do this all the time. I'm like, what's another comparison I can make to their relationship? There's somebody else in like popular culture that had a really evil older brother. I don't know what I'm thinking about, but it just reminds me that because the torture that like Omar would literally do, it wasn't just like light bullying. Like I'm an older sibling, you know what I mean? Like bullying my siblings is kind of what I do, but this was violent.
Yeah,
like there was something about it that was like he looks like the type that would push Mazen down the stairs and be like, oh.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, we really still don't know. Like, she's very morally gray, which I enjoy.
Okay. Something weird. It was something. Yes, they were Ifrit. That's specifically what he was. First of all, Nina, you just finished, so she's literally. I know she's in the book. Like, yeah, let me. Okay, give him the image of him killing. Yes. Yes. Oh my god! Not the specification. They're like, you whack bitches. Y'all thought they were.
Did she even read the book?
I'm so sorry. We are clearly new here. Y'all got so sorry. Even that, like,
yeah.
I want to hear more about like everything. Like I just want more. It's so interesting. I thought Aisha was pretty straightforward. She didn't have enough internal struggle. I will say that that's probably because she didn't really stop and think too deeply about her actions.
Exactly.
She had, even though we were in her brain, I feel like she had a lot of internal stuff going on that she wasn't even trying to deal with herself. Exactly. So anytime she had a thought, or even she thought about her family like dying, that's the only thing I feel like that fueled her. Mm-hmm. She didn't really allow herself to think or feel anything more. That's why even with Omar, she could have seen it if she wanted to.
Yeah.
But, you know, she was just like...
Yeah, she would cut off like all of her thoughts.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just here to kill. Mm-hmm. You know who we haven't spoken about yet, which is so crazy? Luly.
Not the main character.
Literally, Luly was
cute.
I knew her name was Layla, but Luly is such a cute name too.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's very cute. How did you feel about Miss Luly, our female Aladdin?
I really did like her. She wasn't the most compelling character to me in the story. So she was kind of just there driving the plot, and you know, I feel like others would take over once she would drive it to a certain point. And I don't know, like I just feel like she at points I just felt like she wasn't making many decisions to affect the plot of the book at all. Like with Ahmed, like she was just like, oh, you know. And then I feel like the strongest thing with her in this book was her relationship with Qadir. Yeah. Like that entire thing. And that was really what drove her in every aspect of like every decision that she did make towards the end was like because of him and like her loss and then like when he came back and everything. So yeah, other than that, like I don't know. And she did have that really good moment with Mazen. Were they like doing the debka or something on like a boat? I don't know, something was going on. They were dancing.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And then I think she ran away though, didn't she?
Yeah.
Or did he?
I will say, and now that like we're talking about it, I feel like Luly's character could have done more.
Yeah.
And I feel like you said, her not really, she was obviously like driving the plot forward, but I'm now asking myself like, who is Luly literally without everybody else? Specifically without Kadir. And we weren't, and I think it's a question that Chelsea wanted us to have, because Luly was asking herself that. Like she was literally in the book like, okay, Kadir is dead. Kadir is gone. Kadir is a knife, whatever. He was none of the above. Anyway, but he wasn't present right now. What am I gonna do? And even the way that he did pour into her, he gave her purpose in addition to saving her. And so I also thought she was very, 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 very harsh on Mazen in a way that I don't feel like she really had the place to be so harsh on him.
Yeah.
Because like I said, literally, who is she without Kadir?
Exactly.
You know, like, and he's literally out here in the desert on his own. Even Aisha's not here for him. You don't like him, and his brother hates him and is walking around in his body. And she just had like all this energy for him because, you know, obviously like he's a privileged boy prince, 100%. But literally, that's why I'm asking myself like, who is she without Kadir? Like, what does she add to the story? And I think it's something that it'd be interesting to read about in the next book. Her getting more like autonomy and individuality. And I think that her having Mazen, who is literally figuring it out, and then Aisha, who thinks she has it figured out, I think seeing all of them grow in the next book, I'm really excited for. Because like I said, I wasn't annoyed with Luly. I didn't feel like there was anything like that pissed me off.
I definitely think it was on purpose too. Like I said, like she didn't do much, but I do think it was on purpose. And she did have that kind of like breakdown when Kadir died because
she was done up.
She was like, okay, well, what now?
Yeah. Yes, this was the case. The one who killed her family was under Amir Omar's orders, which the interconnectedness
of the 40 thieves, the previous 40 thieves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just was 100%. The others stood out more. Yeah. She was like, she was literally our conduit into everything that this world has. But once again, I love Chelsea Abdullah's mind because I think she knew Luly's point of view wasn't strong enough to stand on her own.
Yes.
And I don't think it, like you said, I think it was intentional. I don't think she was ever meant to just stand on her own. I'm very, 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 very interested.
Honestly, because I think I knew a little bit about the characters, like going into it. The first name that you hear, like in the summary or whatever, is Luly al-Nazari or whatever. And so I pictured her more as the character that Aisha is.
Yes.
She was going to be a strong, type character.
Yes.
And end up, and honestly, I don't mind it. Like it's very interesting to me. So
it's nothing that you would expect. I really thought she was going to be Aisha. I think that's why so many of us were drawn to Aisha because that's the energy that we thought we were going to get. Somebody who really is, I completely forgot her name. Whoever is the main character of City of Brass, she's very similar to Aisha. Like, I don't remember her name, but yeah. She, when I tell you all I was reading about was for Prince Ali Zayn, I didn't care about anybody else. But she was what you would think the book was going to be like. She's a very, very like, but even that, no, to be honest, like Aladdin wasn't like mean, you know, like Aladdin wasn't mean at all. He was just, you know, a thief, you know, just a little. He was doing a little illegal stuff, but he was like a big goofball. But she's me by like ruthless, like a thief. Like I got to do whatever I got to do to make this shit work. Which is why it's so funny that there's definitely irony in the fact that yes, S.K. Chakraborty is Muslim, but she's still a white woman. That she writes this book about Nahri and she's just like, oh yeah, I don't care nothing about that gen stuff. I'm just trying to get money, and then gets possessed. Okay, I was like, yeah, and that's why, ladies and gentlemen, y'all need to be very careful about reading these books because next thing you know, she had Dari for the next 35 years in the book.
Yeah.
Even I love the fact that he had a crush on her. That he didn't go any deeper.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. And even with that, he didn't know what to do with the fact that he liked her.
Exactly.
He was like, she's pretty. It was something very simple, very adorable about it. But I could just see in the next book, like when he really, I don't. This sounds, but man's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being like sensitive. I would just love to see him like get really good at like fighting and using the shadow and like if he ends up saving Luly, oh my gosh.
Ooh, yeah.
That would have
like,
me.
Honestly, I do ultimately think they will probably end up together, but if they do, I'm glad we just have crumbs now, because that'll just make it even more satisfying once we do start to see development.
Yeah. Nothing like would annoy me every time Luly would be like yo, it reminds me of Naruto. Because Naruto really thinks that he's that girl. Mm-hmm. And even though he has the potential to be that girl because of the raw power, in actuality, it's everybody saving Naruto's ass. Every step of the way. He's like, believe it, on the floor. every freaking time. Not this. Oh. Somebody tweet this.
Be on her ass.
Tweet this and tag Chelsea Abdullah. Tweet.
I mean, she had her little coin. She had her little. I mean, literally everything that Kadir.
I mean, even the bag. The Doctor Who have an ass bag. Like, I was like,
we kind of raised her. So
that's what I'm saying. What are y'all? What are we? What are we giving? I have faith. If Chelsea Abdullah was a white woman, then they would end up together. But because she is not, there is hope. Okay. In the phrase of that very popular TikTok sound, don't bring that Caucasian shit into this ethnic household. We don't do that. Okay?
Do you think like maybe Kadir and Aisha? I don't know.
Especially with I don't know if he was feeling the gin inside of Aisha. I don't know. But
yeah,
I could see, this is probably like very specific. Mm-hmm. I could see Aisha like sleeping with Mason and like that really throwing him off mentally.
Okay, because he does like her too, right?
He's
really obsessed. Yeah,
he's so obsessed. Like he's just like, no. It's just him being introduced to women.
Yeah,
basically. Especially like these are, even you can say what you want about Luly. Obviously, like Kadir gave her a lot, but you can give people everything and them still not do nothing with it. She was still good at her job. You know what I mean? Like the scams and like the selling and all of that. She has some type of je ne sais quoi about her. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe when he was just looking at, he's like, Luly, Aisha.
Okay, I'm starting to recollect now. So so it was when he first saw Luly, he was like, ooh. Mm-hmm. And then he spent like the whole middle of the book with Aisha. He was masquerading as Omar. Yes. Okay, yes. Now it's coming back to me. So yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited. I love that I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I'm very okay with the chaos. Oh, you never want any romance.
Ooh.
Ever. She never wants any romance. Ever. Don't do that. Don't do that, please. Please. Don't do that.
I don't know what's going on.
Listen.
I could go anywhere. It could go anywhere.
I'm down with whatever, to be honest. Okay.
A
manager.
I know he was.
Manager is cool. Oh my gosh.
I didn't see this. I'm sorry.
But this is literally like Chelsea Abdullah doing her thing because literally chaos. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on. And I could see them being like, you're my bro, you're my sis. I could see
them ending up like that eventually.
Yeah.
That's not the vibes I got initially.
Literally.
Yeah. Because they're all about the same age, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though Aisha seems like more mature and everything, I think, yeah.
I could see it.
I could see it. I could see anything.
I could see, the girl who's like so headstrong and like falls for the nerdy guy. literally see it happening, and everybody's like, "How did y'all get together?" And he's just so happy to be in her presence. Like, listen, I get it. Not that. Listen, you know the reason that the bots are here is because we're talking about gins. This always happens. Listen.
No.
Listen. They just come out the woodwork. They already know. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just very, 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 very excited. So I feel like it's obvious that we're all really excited to read the second book whenever she comes out with that. I just feel like I really want to support her as an author in this genre as a woman of color. Like, we just need more of it, especially because we're fighting against every 6 months Sarah J. Maas, Jennifer L. Armentrout. Sarah J. Maas, Jennifer L. Armentrout, and every 12 months, Cassandra Clare. No shade, you know. She's my favorite.
And I will be first in line. I fear.
Every time. I'm weak, okay? Like, I am but so strong. So I really want to support her and everything that she does. I'm happy that the book is getting, I don't know if it's getting hyped just because, like, I follow Muslim and, like, Black book bloggers, but I see that, you know, her being with Orbit is already a very, 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 very.
And it got fairy loot, but that kind of confused me because it's not YA, and it led people to believe it's YA. But I understand because it could, you know, it's kind of a blend. Like, it could kind of fall into that since there's no, like, you know, graphic adult content or anything.
Yeah, it gives me Ember in the Ashes, and the same with Ember in the Ashes. It's YA, but it's
okay. Ember though is even more adult than this.
Literally, like, is it not page 1, the first chapter? People are dead, and it's death on the page.
Yes, like gruesome, in detail, gory, even.
Not literally put these kids in a coliseum and kill each other.
Ember needs to have that, like, ACOTAR, like, adult reprint. Yes. It really needs, like, I'm not understanding what is the holdup, because Reaper at the gates, traumatizing.
I've been trying to tell the girl. I've been trying to tell people.
Girl, that was more adult than City of Brass.
Literally goes crazy. Like, I've been trying to tell y'all, it goes crazy. I could literally see, like you said, them having, like, their spinoff and, like, the rebrand as, like, adult. It would just do so.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so good, so good. Yeah. Yes. This is literally the first book I will say in, I don't want to say my life. That's maybe a bit dramatic. I don't recall, but in the past, like, 3 years that I've pre-ordered, the first book that I've pre-ordered, like, I don't do that, but something in my spirit told me, I was like, let me just. And it's also by a law that I did not get This Woven Kingdom, because I do love the This Woven Kingdom. Like, the cover is beautiful. Stunning, beautiful gowns. That is all. Yes, his storytelling was so cute to read about. So cute. Is it YA? Oh.
No, let's not go there because
that wasn't even anyway. It wasn't even that bad. No, we're not going to spoil Ember. We're not going to spoil it because you just
wouldn't dream of it.
Yeah, you just have to read it. This is literally also how I feel.
Yes.
Okay, also, I always do this. Has anybody's rating changed? Has it gone up? Did it go down? Obviously, we already talked about that. Everybody wants to read the next book. I hope Chelsea Abdullah, obviously she doesn't have to, like, just stick to this series, but like I said, I just hope that she continues to get, like, good traction, good publicity for her books. We need it. Like, we need more. And certain people, Tahira Mafi, do not need to still have. How did she get Cassandra Clare to blurb that book? Quickly.
I don't know.
Quickly. Because the way I feel like Cassie would have ate this up. Cassie would eat this up. She had to lie like she did on This Woven Kingdom. Was lying out her ass in that blurb. I was like, why would she even say that? Like, you didn't like it. Okay, period, Mayana.
Yeah.
I want to hear your thoughts about it. I hope you like it. But also, Mayana, if you don't like it, I'll be very interested to see why. Like, if you roasted it, I would just laugh. It would be hilarious.
I do kind of wish it did have like I like this cover, you know, but
Right.
I can't help but feel as though it would have made even a bigger splash if it was more.
What were you thinking? Do you feel like this could benefit from like people on the cover, or what would you think? Or like what other books would you feel like if it had a cover like that, it would do well?
Maybe something with the air, not the exact cover, but something with the air of the original Ember in the Ashes cover.
Mm.
Something dramatic, something whimsical. Like this is it has whimsy.
Yeah,
But
the compass is a little small.
I mean, unless you have read the book already, you don't know what is going on. Like I couldn't even tell that this is a compass. Like I was like, I mean, it's interesting.
It is very small, and based on the fact that this is a like desert book, I think really making it like very desert based. Even when I think about the City of Brass books, the covers are very, 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 very compelling, or at least I feel like they definitely explain a lot about the story.
Yeah.
And maybe this is just me. Can somebody explain the correlation between the title? I still didn't get it. I didn't get the Stardust. I was like, who?
It was at the end.
I don't, girl, flew over my brain. I was like, oh wow. Because we always look for those moments of like, oh my gosh, they're mentioning the title in the book.
It was literally.
And I remember it was mentioned. It didn't hit for me.
I don't know exactly what it meant.
Not bad. I'm not surprised.
I'm
not surprised. One day we'll have a conversation, and Mayana, you have to be a part of it, about how the book boxes and the subscriptions are literally killing the book community. Like, it's exploitative. Especially, I'm thinking about Azanta's experience, like getting this Woven Kingdom, and like how some people were like, "Girl, what is that?"
Yes.
Even them requiring the booktubers to make whole videos, unboxings, destroying the engagement of a channel. Like,
that's true.
And they
nobody watched those really.
They don't.
Yeah. Unless you like include it in like a bigger like vlog or something.
Yeah. They don't do well. And it's like they make a lot of money. Obviously there's money that goes into it, but
do they still require a video?
I think so.
No.
I hope not, child, because I hope not. Okay. 4.5. 5. Period. I think she could do an awesome standalone for sure. I'm kind of scared though. I think the only thing that would make the next book like lower than 4 stars is if she's not good at writing romance. That would kind of scare me.
Yes.
So she's been good at everything else. Like she's done what she needed to do. But
I have to believe that she will pull it off.
Especially when you think about the way that like poetry and storytelling is so intertwined in like Arab culture when it comes to love in the first place. Like if Mazen does not write her a sonnet, okay?
She showed us her potential with the Ahmed thing.
Yes.
I really do believe that she can pull it off in that way. Because it was a sneak peek. It was given We Hunt the Flame, because We Hunt the Flame is one big poem. It's an epic poem.
Yeah. This is what we want. Give me the poetry. Like this is what.
And Chelsea Abdullah, she puts the whole Arabic on the page. So let's get into that.
That part. No, literally, I was reading right before we started. I was reading Basma's review about it. And she was like, she literally tapped every Arabic word and she read up tabs. I was like, period. Listen, my Arabic knowledge is
letters. She was like, oh, it was spelled out meme cat. I was like, okay.
For the girls, listen, my Arabic knowledge, my Arabic shwaya. But that's
right.
it gave something. Mm-hmm. Okay, explain. Like, what do you mean it was Omar? Like, what? Like, okay,
I searched it on my Kindle app. Let me read this.
Okay. Someone said they're giving it a 4.5. The cover is nice. There's nothing wrong with the cover. It's just, it could be more compared to how amazing the book is. I don't know if the cover necessarily matches the energy compared to something like this Woven King, which is like a stunning cover with a boring book.
Yeah. Like, okay.
What did how he steal the Stardust? What is Stardust? That's what I'm like. That's what throws me, because we know we're in the desert. Where does the star come from? What are we talking about? Like what? I know. Okay, I think it's something to do.
I remember it made sense, but I don't remember what it was.
It made sense when I read it. I know it's something to do with like the ending, how the 7 they hid the Jinn city. I think it had to do with that. I just
Maybe. They sunk it, right?
Yes, they sunk it.
Okay.
But it's like, where does the star like? Where does that? Okay. Okay. Listen, it's his nickname. Okay. Right. Listen, it's gonna hit what I probably know. It's gonna hit.
Not everybody's saying something different. Okay.
Oh, what did he? Why did he steal the? Why would he? He's a Jinn. Why would he steal it? Are they okay? Okay. If the Jinn blood is called Stardust, because of the abilities that it has, I do remember there's multiple.
Oh, because they were. It was like on the black market. They were selling the.
They were selling it. Yeah, they were selling it. But remember, it's not like Omar was getting it from somewhere. He was slitting his hand.
Yeah.
So is Luly the Stardust thief? What? Is there a conspiracy here? Is there Okay, so the common consensus is the Stardust is Jinn blood. Oh, okay. Right, we got that. It was a rumor once they started traveling. Okay, wait, is this a quote? I think this is a quote. Okay, yeah, this is from the ebook. What are you waiting for? A voice screen routine. Who's talking to who though?
I pulled it up, but I don't understand.
Not y'all writing with the exclamation points. They're so sick of us. I'm so sorry. I just before we get off the live, it has to hit for one of us. I hope Mariam gets it before I do, but okay. Okay. Stardust thief, you have to go after that. Right.
Hold on, let me look at a different.
I'm screaming. Mariana said Fairy Loot literally only sent me 2 to 3 boxes. Like they just stopped. No email, no nothing. They got please. Not no email. That's very unprofessional.
Okay.
Oh, it's called Stardust because the blood is silver. This is okay. Connecting dots. I got those 2 things. Stardust. The Stardust is Jinn blood because it's silver. Got it. Not everybody in the comments literally be like, I'm lost.
Not me reading my ebook.
Please. Okay. Wait.
I think I have it.
Okay.
So King of the 40 Thieves, they called him Hero, but Strangest was the 3rd title, which he'd never heard before, the Stardust Thief. It was worse than the other titles because it was proof that everyone knew what Omar truly was, a man who stole Jinn lives, a killer dressed in silver blood. That's okay.
Okay. You know another reason why I was confused this whole time? I'm thinking about Qadir.
Oh.
I'm thinking about Qadir because I'm thinking about him giving Luly his blood.
Yes.
Like he sold it or when he used it to heal her. So when I thought about blood and Jinn blood immediately, I'm thinking about Qadir. Okay. Yes, y'all are right. He was literally killing the Jinns.
Yes.
Okay. So now it begs the question. If the Stardust Thief is a big enough thing for it to be the title of the book, what role is Omar going to play in the next one? What is Omar's end goal now? Is that he's not only just Stardust Thief and an Ifrit, half Ifrit now that we know, he's also the king. Unofficially. But he's not even the king as himself. He's the king as what's his name?
Wait.
Like, is that how was he the king at I'm trying to think. Was Mazen the murderer and then Omar came in as like, oh, I'm gonna take over?
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what role is Omar going to play in the next? Like, what's his end goal? What is he trying to accomplish?
I don't know.
I understood him killing Mazen's mom. I understood him killing his dad. Yeah. I get that. Torture. He's bitter. He was upset. But what to the point where you now own the whole kingdom? Like, what are we doing? What are we about to do here?
And then they're all like in the Jinn world.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I hats off to Chelsea Abdullah. Yeah, this I finally got it, y'all. We got it.
It took a while, but we got there.
I knew it was gonna get there. I knew we were gonna get it together. I knew Oren's the main villain. Yeah, I think we're definitely getting his POV.
I hope
100%.
so. That would be interesting.
Mayana, do not laugh. We had to get it, but now that we got it, okay. But him being, I feel like when people say that, like people villains are bad just to be bad, that only works in movies. In a book, when we're talking about words, you got to explain. You have to tell us why, because all his other evil acts were because of very strong emotions. Him killing his father was because of, I think his father killed his mom, and how his father like treated him being half jinn. Him killing Men's mom was because he was jealous of the king loving him. Like everything was from something. So I don't buy it if it's just like, oh, I'm just killing people to kill people. It just doesn't add up.
Yeah, I wonder what his like ulterior or like
he's doing with the blood. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wait, now, girl, I need to reread because I'm thinking of things, but I'm like, I really could have made that up.
Knowing me and you, I'm telling you, if there's one thing, as BIPOC women, if there's one thing we'll sit up in here and do, it's exaggerate and lie. I promise you. And y'all can't convince me it's not in the book. Who's gonna tell me? Yeah. Who is going to tell me otherwise?
Was he not using the blood to like transform or do something to the
for himself? Yeah. Okay, that's why he was looking to bring the jinns back. That's why he was looking for relics and chasing the sand sea. So he's trying to bring the jinns back. Is this like a weird way of him trying to get self-love? I don't know. Is that what this is? Like him trying to love himself as an ifrit? Listen.
We're going to find out, I guess.
Oh my God. All of these theories is actually so exciting because I can't remember the last time a fantasy book has made me even this confused or that I cared that much. The last thing I'll touch on is just because we talked about it a little bit in the Discord was the fact that this is a book that has jinns, but is also polytheistic, but not religious. Very interesting.
Yes.
I wasn't prepared for that. Even though obviously like stories of jinns go back even before like, Islam was established. It's very interesting that she chose that. Do you feel like that was her safe way of like including the jinn, but like not involving Islam?
So I will say something here, and I feel like it may or may not discredit this entire thing. I don't think we actually know if Chelsea Abdullah is Muslim. He hasn't really posted, like maybe she is, maybe she isn't. I don't know. Clearly she has knowledge, obviously. Yeah. She was born in the Middle East and everything.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, we don't know if she's actually Muslim or not, like, or practicing or whatever. So I feel like it was a very interesting decision.
Yeah.
To make.
That makes it actually
I felt like it was still respectful though.
Yeah. I do. Okay. But now it's the question of like, if she's not Muslim, then obviously like the jinn lore, like I said, it's not outside of Arab culture, even outside of like, whoever's Muslim or not.
Exactly.
But I definitely, not that I'm an expert, but I definitely don't feel like it's as involved in like Christianity or Judaism because there are, Christian and Arab Jews as it is in Islam. So then it's like the question of like, what's going on? Somebody check her Twitter. Did she say Emo Bar? Did she post an email? This is the time. I listened in Discord. I said, if you want to know an author is Muslim, look right now.
Yeah. To me. I think I've looked before and I don't know that she is.
Yeah, what's tea? We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Mariam, for joining. We had so much fun. I was so happy that you joined us and we were both figuring things out together.
Yes.
We haven't had a non-chaotic live show yet. Love that for us. We're so on brand. Everyone go follow Marrriam everywhere. She just did a really cool video. I think this was your second to last video, your Percy Jackson video. To my credit, I watched like half. You never read past like the second book.
The first video, all 2 hours is only the first book.
Period. Okay, period. I don't think I ever got past like the second book. Yeah. Love that video. Also follow Mariam because she is quite literally my like notification email. I turn this everything that I ever want to watch, every
Yeah.
book that's being released, every author that said anything about anything, Mariam.
Yeah.
It's on
Oh,
her stories.
yeah. It's my
I'll literally watch her story. Okay, watch Miss Marvel, got it. Okay, Moon Knight is back, got it. Like,
yeah.
literally, Mariam is where I go for like all things.
You're not the only one either.
I love that. You know what? Maybe this is just a thought. Maybe you should like pivot as like a not a drama, but like a news. You know, like here I can see you doing TikToks about like here's what's coming out in the book world, in the pop culture, the fan world. Here's what's I'm just a thought.
It's a great idea. Is it going to happen? No. I don't like TikTok. I just can't stand that platform.
I could see you. Please don't get me started on TikTok. You know, I hate it.
I know.
The devil's playground. It is where he thrives. Yes, everybody go watch Mariam's video. Follow her on Instagram. She did a really, really amazing cosplay. You were Aisha, and Basma was Luly, which is literally part of it is the thumbnail. So cute. Bookish Basma. Shout out to her. We love her. Yeah, thanks for joining. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
The rest of your Eid Mubarak.
Oh yeah,
do you do anything on the third day, or you just be chilling?
Just chilling. Yeah. Okay. The first day is we had cake. We had a little thing. It was cute.
Did y'all slaughter?
No.
Okay. Girl, I feel like there's a conspiracy. I'm like, the girls are not slaughtering like they used to.
You only really do that for like when a kid is born.
Oh yeah, like for the Akika. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girls are not slaughtering like they used to. I remember I literally have distinct memories of like one time the men of my family came back from slaughtering. This one we all lived in the same house, and they literally like they brought the meat upstairs, and it's literally lamb head, like it's the head of the goat.
Yeah, right there.
I'm so sorry. You go. Yeah, Mary needs to come get her lamb. I'm so no. I'm screaming, but okay, girl. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. I'm gonna talk to you later.
Bye.
As always, y'all, her info is down below. Yeah, we definitely need to reread. But I don't know. There's a lot of Muslim authors who really don't even like practice. That's not shade, but like, has Tahirah Mafi ever said Eid Mubarak? Yes, she wears a scarf. So people are like, oh, she's Muslim. But has she ever said Eid Mubarak? Did she say Eid Mubarak this year? I don't have beef with that woman, I swear. I just have high expectations for people who have the same name as me. And this is why I don't claim most of them. Like, they always piss me off. So our book for, where's my Kindle? I have so many boxes. Our book for the month of July is SALAAM with Love. Who's the author? I think I put her name in the thingy. Her name is SARA SHARAF Beg. I think she's, whenever I hear Beg, I'm like, is she Bengali or is she Pakistani? Is she Desi? Okay, anyway, listen. I didn't say I rated it. Oh, I rated it 5 stars. I believe. Let me not lie to y'all. Let me go on my Goodreads, which y'all know all of my stuff is down below. I don't have personal beef with her, but I know y'all know the author of who's literally a booktuber, or like book blogger, and they wrote that book Ophelia something. And like I know they're on Twitter a lot. They were saying, I remember one time, this is when I was on Twitter, they were saying that like people should be careful. I think it was them. They were saying like people should be careful of how they talk about like authors and if they do rank reviews and stuff like that. Because if you end up writing a book, if you want to be an author, these are now your colleagues. Let me tell you something. Do you think I'm afraid to tell Tahirah Mafi that she does not have a good Muslim rep if we were having a conversation? Y'all see my platform. You know I don't hold nothing back when it comes specifically to like ignorant Arab women. I don't have no problem talking about how they are not adequate representation of Muslims. I'm so sorry. Y'all know I'm not, and I do plan, inshallah, on being an author. I don't got no problem telling her she's gonna need to change that first name. There's only one here. I'm so sorry. I hope she enjoys her platform right now. Anyway, what was my rating? Let me see. Also, sidebar, what are y'all Goodreads goal and what have you read so far? Because I'm looking at mine. My goal is 75 books because I think I read 50 last year. So I'm like, let's do 75. I've only read 30. I'm 10 books behind. And I really feel like a lot of that was because of Ramadan. If I read like 4 or 5 books a month, right? Ramadan really took me out. I could have been only had 5 that I had to read. Um, okay. I gave, where's the book at? There it is. Yeah, I gave it 5 stars. 5 stars. No, and here's the thing, like, we could talk about this all day. There's a difference between somebody just like giving you hate and valid criticism that you don't like. And so I don't think that I've ever dragged her or any author unprovoked. I don't know if I ever dragged any author, but I don't think I've ever dragged her books unprovoked. She does write post 9/11 Muslim trauma porn contemporaries. Like that's what her books are. If she didn't want it to be like that, she should write other books. Or she should stop writing about books that are her reality, which is that she is with this white man who may or may not be Muslim. Like, once again, I don't know. Is Ransom Riggs talking about Eid Mubarak? Anyway, I'm gonna leave it alone. That's all I'm gonna say. That's very interesting. But hey, if Chelsea Abdullah is not Muslim, that don't bother me. I did still really love this book, and I would still read it. Even if she Muslim, not Muslim, like it involves Muslim things. Like, even though she made it a polytheistic world, jinns are very prevalent only in Islam in regards to like religion. So, Mayana, you know, if I'm talking about how much people read, I'm not talking about you. We already know that you read the whole library. We get it. We get it. We get it. We get it. Thank you so much. We get it. We get it. Also, y'all, go check out Mayana's channel if you haven't. She is back. She's posting videos so often. I'm so proud of her. Ooh, 49. That's a good number. Please. Yeah, that's been me. Like, that's another, it was Ramadan and me actually being outside. So I'm like, but now, which this is, I don't even usually do this, but I'll tell y'all what's on my TBR. Obviously, SALAAM with Love is upcoming. The last book I read, which is literally the only other book that holds like, is tied with 7 Days of June by Tia Williams, which y'all know my favorite book of last year. The only other book is You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Iqra Emezi. 10 out of 10, like 10,000 stars. I love that book. I'm also planning, like I said, to read SALAAM with Love. That is our book, which I think I linked. Then go home. I think I linked the link down below. I also want to read Alone with You in the Ether. The girlies have been eating that book up. I haven't read anything by Olivia Blake, but period. I want to read that. American Royalty by Tracy Livesay. This book talker, who actually I follow her because she does makeup. She's now on BookTok. I forgot her name, but she's the one that does like the really, really, really small like nose contour. She read American Royalty and she said that it's like Meg Thee Stallion if she married a prince. And I'm like, ooh, period. Also want to read Love Radio, which is, the girls were talking about Love Radio. The girls have been eating it up. I need some. Oh, also, what did I get? I got sent Wash Day Diaries, which I really want to read. Very cute. It is a comic about 4 Black women in the Bronx and like getting their hair done. What else? I need some smut recommendations, Mayana. So if you had any, especially if they're like Black authors, Kindle Unlimited, cute, definitely let me know. Okay, but what does that mean? Because like it's supposed to be romance. So like, is it insta-lovey? Like, what's tea? Like, they're not you showing up at the last minute. When I tell you, literally, Mayana breathes a book every inhale. 700 pages. Please. She goes crazy. Mother, you don't count. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's scary. Nar. Okay, I feel that. I feel that. Even though I don't know if I believe that because it is summer. You know, what else would the girlie read in the summer other than Okay, those are all the books I plan on reading. Oh, also because I'm really like poor. King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett St. Clair. She wrote the Hades Persephone's book that I read. I liked the first one. The other ones were not hitting. But this is her other series that she just started and it came out last year. The second book I think came out this year or is coming out. So I'm about to be reading those, inhaling those pages. But yeah, y'all, I said this before in the Discord, I may go live. Um, no promises. Because I was just thinking about how Mariam was like how she has tea on guys. And I'm like, I may have some tea too. Especially like she's talking about African men. So I'm like, is this giving Sincerely Sundays on a Monday? I don't know. But if you see me go live literally at like 9:30, don't be surprised. But no promises. This all depends on if I eat. So yeah, thank you guys for joining. Make sure you get our second book. Some people, Munira too, have already read it and we're trying to spoil it for everybody else. I'm going to be starting SALAAM with Love literally tonight, so I'm very excited. Don't forget to join the Discord down below. Mayana, please. Not that. Listen. Things might happen. I haven't gone live in a minute. I miss it, and I feel like because I haven't gone live in a minute, hopefully it won't be that many people. Like hopefully we just keep it real low key, real cute. I have to put the title as something like inconspicuous. You know what I mean? Something something very very inconspicuous that nobody can tell that I'm about to spill some tea. Because I don't need 40 people in there watching me talk about the fact that I'm trying to marry my friend's brothers. Anyway, really, really. Okay, well, glad we know. During Ramadan? Okay, so now the girlies know, be mindful of SALAAM with Love. There's hate crime apparently in it a little bit, but we'll talk more about this in the Discord. Thank you guys for joining. Shout out to Mariam again for watching. Go follow her everywhere. I love her. If you are somebody that just like loves BIPOC rep, queer rep, what is it called? Mina? I think it's Mina. Mina rep, like all of that Muslim. She is. Please. Wash day would be so funny because y'all know I wear this hijab. That might be the key. That might be the key word. These are like, what? Wash day. I'm screaming. But bye, guys. I may or may not see y'all a little bit later. Thanks for joining. Bye.